Good morning, everybody. Pastor Rick here, Broadman Baptist Church. What a marvelous day the Lord's given us. It's Monday, January 3rd, beginning of a new year, and the Broadman Word is back, and I'm excited to share another year of experiences with you. So listen, today we're going to talk about making resolution or being resolute. It's really quite a different thing. This is a time of year a lot of people want to change some things. New year, new you, that kind of thing. It's understandable. There's stuff that they want to change. So they make a resolution. The problem with the resolution is it usually attacks symptoms of some other problem. There's something that you don't like, a behavior you want to change, a behavior you want to start. Maybe there's some relationships you want to mend, whatever it is. Those things and the outcropping of them that have made you think that it's not desirable anymore and you want to change it, those are symptoms. And when you try to attack the symptoms, it doesn't usually work. And here's why. It's like having a cold. If you're sick, you can go to the store and get all kinds of over-the-counter things. NyQuil, Dayquil, all the quills, Mucinex for congestion, you name it, whatever it is. These things will provide you some temporary relief. It says right there on the box, temporary relief. It doesn't say it's going to cure you. And so while you might feel better for a little while, you're still sick until your body attacks whatever it is that has made you ill, either on its own or with some sort of medical intervention, some kind of help. You're going to be sick until that structural change is made inside of you that cures the illness. You're going to be sick no matter how much you attack the symptoms, no matter how much temporary relief you're able to get, you're sick until something different happens. That's what a resolution does. A resolution attacks the symptoms of something. And you may be able to receive some temporary relief. You may be temporarily pleased at what is happening. It's not likely to last. In fact, most resolutions don't make it through the month of January. And the reason is they're not curing the situation. The resolution simply provides the temporary relief. It's like over-the-counter cold medicine. And so eventually, the behaviors that create the symptoms don't change, and the resolution becomes unsustainable. You essentially get tired of fighting the fight, and you go back to the old ways, and nothing really changes. You're just back right where you were. Being resolute is different. Being resolute requires structural changes in your life, and when you do that, when you're resolute to change something, then those structural changes will bring about the cure, and the symptoms of whatever it is will go away, and you will then be successful. You're living resolute and not making resolutions. Let's say you want to get closer to God. You feel like you've probably got to do some things to improve your relationship, be more effective, feel better about being in church and about your relationship with God. You're going to read the Bible more. Well, not reading the Bible is a symptom of a relationship with God that isn't going like it should. It's a heart issue. Just simply willing yourself to start reading the Bible more isn't going to work. You might do it for a while. But without the underlying structural change of being resolute about your relationship with God, it's not going to last. How do we bring about this closeness with God? How do we improve our relationship with God in 2022? By being resolute. So let's take this example of wanting to get closer to God. Structural changes would be to make an effort to schedule time for prayer. Don't just say, I'll get to it or I'll pray more. Schedule it. Put it on your schedule, a certain time of day, whatever time you have, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you have. Make the structural change in prayer. This way, your communication with God will increase, and a natural closeness with Him will increase. Secondly, don't just read things. You have to study things to gain spiritual wisdom and maturity that will then bring about the other changes that you want, this closeness that you seek, a better relationship with God. So, make the structural change to have a devotional time. Now you've got prayer time and devotional time. Devotionals are handy. You usually take 5 to maybe 10 minutes to really study that day's particular devotional. It gives you something to think about. It gives you something to do. It gives you something that you can add to your life, and it will increase your spiritual knowledge and thus maturity. Now, make the structural change to make sure that you are in Sunday school or Wednesday night studies, because that will also draw you into fellowship, make your desire to be part of that group and to gain in the wisdom they're gaining. And so you will then also increase your spiritual knowledge and maturity. And so when you get all of this done, and you're going to church regularly, that you probably already do now, when you're in services, now you're living resolute. You're making structural changes that will then bring about a knowledge and wisdom, a maturity that will then bring about the change that you were identifying before. You weren't reading the Bible enough, weren't close enough to God. When you engage in these other activities, these structurally changing activities, and you're living resolute, not just having made a resolution, the symptom that you were worried about will naturally go away. It will become not a factor anymore. You will be reading, and not just reading, you'll be studying the Bible. That will then bring you closer to God, and your relationship will become more real to you. It will be something that you can use, and it will make you more fulfilled, and you will then be a more effective and happier and closer Christian to the walk God intended you to have. So I would encourage you this year, don't make any resolutions. It's a waste of time. 99% of the time it's not going to work, so don't do that. Whatever part of your life it is it your health, exercise, eating, whatever it is, don't make a resolution. Be resolute. Make the structural changes that are necessary to bring about a change in what behavior it is you've identified that you want to change. That is how you can start a new year, and that is how you can start a new spiritual journey that's going to lead to a lot more joy and peace and effectiveness in your witness. Listen, I love you. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time.